Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we'll study the company financial health. In step number 5, we'll look at the company leverage ratio, the debt ratio performance and historical trend. Debt is actually a fixed cost to the company. So a big amount of long-term debt is a risk to the company because no matter how the business is doing, the company still need to pay the interest expense on the debt. So for simplicity, we'll use debt to asset ratio. This ratio is to measure how much debt the company is using to finance their asset relative to the amount of the asset value. It is given by this equation: long-term debt plus the short-term debt and the whole thing divided by the total asset. If the company shows a high debt to asset ratio, meaning more than 30%, it means that the company is very aggressive in financing their growth with debt. It can be very risky, and also the high debt can result in the very volatile earnings because the company needs to pay high interest expense on the debt. So if a company operates in very volatile and unpredictable business environment, we prefer to have the debt to asset ratio is to be very low as possible. So let's look at our case study micromechanics. The debt to asset ratio is very low, less than 40%. It means that the company is low leverage. So step number 6 is only required if the company has large debt to asset ratio, usually 30% to 50%. We need to look at the company interest coverage ratio. So one way to check whether the company has the ability to service their debt obligation is to check their interest coverage ratio. It means that how easy the company can pay their interest expense on outstanding debt. So this interest coverage ratio is given by this equation: the EBIT over interest expense on outstanding debt. We prefer to have this ratio to be more than 5 or as large as possible. If a company shows less than 5 interest coverage ratio, it means the company is very risky. So let's look at the micromechanics. The interest coverage ratio is very high, more than 5 times. It means the company has the ability to service their interest expense on the debt.